So first thing na that when the horn exam was conducted, so a lot of people messaged me in my inbox that they can't able to import or run their project. Like when they are right clicking in the project, they are getting option for build configuration. They are not getting some option like start the project or something. So it is the problem na, that you are not able to justify what is a project and what is a directory in Eclipse basically. So I am going to tell first thing that what is a project or what is a directory. Okay, here is my Eclipse, and if you can see here, you can see a small M and J icon. Are you able to see it? Okay, so this tells that this is a Maven project or this is a Java project. But for a simple directory, like let me import some project here. Like any project, like I am opening array string demo. Okay, see here na I have opened array string demos, but you see here in the folder over the folder there is no icon of M or J. So M for Maven and J for Java. So this tells that this is our project or a directory. So here our array string demos is a directory. So whenever we right click on array string demos particularly and we will try to run it, there is a run configurations. Because why? Because this is not a project. This is a directory. So if you want to find the project inside this directory, there is our project named array and string demos. Here you can see there is a symbol of J. This means that this is a Java project. You can run this. Like here you will get the option of Java application, but not here. So always see whenever you are importing a project, you are importing it as a project or as a directory. Or always try to import the project, not import a directory. So here is the difference between directory and project. Like here, this is saying run configuration. So one guy was like very much frustrated with this. He was keep sending me screenshots that bro, I'm not finding the run application option. So this is the reason that you are imported the project in a directory. So here you can see there is no M or J symbol. This means that this is not a project. This is a directory. So this is one first basic thing that I want to tell. And one more thing, uh, here you can see there is a, boot dashboard for me in the Eclipse. Guys, you can see you are able to see this. Like this black theme is okay or white? I should convert it to white theme.
It is okay.
Okay, black is okay. So you can see now here is a option of boot dashboard for me, and from here now I can run my application. Like here I click on this and I can simply start it from here. You can start it from the like right clicking here and run as an Spring Boot application. That is also fine. But how I got this now boot dashboard? So you can install an extension named as Spring Tool Suite window. Sorry, help and Eclipse Marketplace. So Spring Tool Suite is a very good like you can say build extension for Spring. You can install and your life will be a lot easier in Eclipse while working with Spring particularly. So you can install Spring Tool Suite. I will send the name here. Spring or you can say STS in short form. I have already installed it. See here, this is Spring tool. Okay, so you can install this tool suite. So there will be a lot of tool included in this, and you can watch a small YouTube video for this also. So you can understand how this works. So this tool suite now basically gives you this beautiful interface for managing your all the applications, so that you are not frustrated or cluttered. Like for example, if I try to run this application healthcare backend that I have completed already, I think yes, it is completed. So I just clicked it here and I clicked here and it is currently running. And at this place and like in this dashboard, I will get the information on which port it is running and what is this current status and all things. So it will be easy for me to manage a lot of applications running, like while we creating Eureka server application. So there are producer, consumer, and lot of applications. So you can manage. Like it's saying port number 8090 and it is up. The symbol has changed. It is up. Okay. So we can run it from here. So this is my project, the healthcare that I have already completed. Okay. So like if you want, I can make you understand through this completed project, or if you want, I can complete a totally new project, like I can extract a new file from the file that I got from the Accenture team, and then I can keep filling the code from zero. So what do you want? I should teach from, like I should discuss from this file, this completed code, or I should write the code from scratch? Sorry. Okay, write code from scratch. Okay. Yes. I will not do like our trainer does, and nobody will complain. Nobody will complain this to ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
So
Like I have a question. So
yes.
where we have to start writing our code, like from controller or from layer one,
Ha ha
or
ha.
from where
Let
we have to start first?
let me open the brand new project of this our that we got, so we can discuss. So let me delete all these things from here. So this is the hands-on that I have downloaded. So I will copy this. I will paste it in my, like say, download picture, not picture, music. Okay. So I'm pasting the horn that we got in my music folder. I will extract it here so that I can distinguish which I have completed and which I have not. And this is
Bro,
this. Yes.
better you can develop Cave Connect project, bro, because in main it chance to come 90% chances.
Cafe Connect. No, look, na Cafe Connect is similar to similar. Cafe Connect is easy. I have done Cafe Connect also. This is easy. This healthcare is a little bit tricky because it has appointment and patient, two separate controllers and two separate like services in there. For one for appointment and one for patient. So I personally think that this project is good. Like I have completed Cafe Connect also here. This Cafe Connect is completed for me, so I can discuss it. This is no problem. But like I am more prepared with this one uh, backend. Personally, I think it is more valuable for us because these are not two separate controllers and two separate like services for patient and application. So this is something good.
Okay, so let's do this one healthcare, and then maybe you can explain the cafe
Uh,
Not zero, just
so
okay, next.
what I propose now, like I am discussing health back this healthcare, but for Cafe Connect you can do yourself. You can do yourself, and if you stuck on anything, then we can do some quick meet. So because you have already understood a lot of things, so we will not take much time on the Cafe Connect. It is good.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, that
So
makes sense. Yeah.
this is the project that is not completed. This is a completely scratch mock HUL project that we got, and I'm going to open it from through my Eclipse, and I finish it. I will clear this console. Okay, so this is the brand new project that we got in our you can say HUL. Okay, and here you can see the code is not completed. Let me open the controller. So here it is appointment controller. Yes, this is a totally brand new project. Okay. So first thing now, whenever I personally get some project, new project, so what I do now, I start by opening the XML file, form file, or you can say dependency file. So in dependency, we see which kind of project is it. So here is Spring Boot Startup Web, means it is a web project. There is validation, means validation will be used. Data JPA means we don't have to write the SQL queries by ourselves until we are not explicitly asked. And this is MySQL connector, and this is some Spring Boot test. Means this application also has some testing code. Okay, so this is the form. So it gets gives us a lot of idea that what kind of application we are dealing with. So after viewing the form file, what you need to do, you need to update your dependency or project according to the dependency manager. So I am just going to what I did. I have right clicked in the code file or form XML file. Here you will get an option of Maven, and Maven is the dependency manager tool for basically Spring projects that we use. Gradle is also one. We are not using Gradle. So here this is the option of update project. They will click on it. They will click OK. And what we'll do, you will see here updating Maven project. Okay. So all the dependencies are now being downloaded in our computer. Here you can see Maven dependencies folder. And here all the dependency like MySQL connector and all that are needed for basically our project will be downloaded and installed. Like you can say here Jakarta persistent transaction API, and you can see MySQL connector is here. So all the dependency will be downloaded in through this. First step is this. Second step, what is second step I personally see the application properties file. So application properties file basically tell that on which port our application is running, and so application properties tell now like on which port our application is running and what is database connection is used, what database name is being used, and here username and password. So I have a separate password for my MySQL username. This is 2110. For your case, it will be root. I know because but I have changed my database password from root to 2110. So I'm changing the password here. If you have the password name as root, no need to change. So no need to change the password if it is root already. Okay. So you can check how you can check like what is your password. So you will be already knowing. So let me check my database that if there is a healthcare DB present or not. Like this healthcare DB is present or not. So I will open my SQL cell and I will show databases. So here this is healthcare DB. It means we are good to go. There will no any connection issues while we will try to connect without database. Okay, so this is the second file that basically I see, and there are some important things that you know port, like password are correctly configured for your database or not, and some other things like if it has a Eureka project, then Eureka configurations and files and all. So this is the second file that I see. After this file, this is okay, and there is healthcare DB SQL is given. So this SQL file is basically given now that you can create the database in your computer. So I already have the database with these values. So I'm not going to run this SQL file again. But if you don't have na like database in your system, so you should run this database file. So you should now copy all this code. You should open the MySQL, enter the password, and paste this file. So for pasting, you can do two things. You can either right click in this cell, or you can do Control Shift and V. So both options will work. So I am doing right click, and this query automatically runs after clicking the right click. When I press right click, this query get run, and the database is now created. So I was already having the database, so database being overridden. So now we are good to go with database part. Okay. So this is the resources file that I tend to see. Now after this, now this is a very important thing that someone give in chat, that what is the project flow, how the code runs. So meta inf, it is not important for us until we are dealing with servlets. So we are not dealing with servlets, so this is nothing for us to see or tell here. This is some internal project file, so we not don't need to like disturb this. Now this there are our main files, there are main code files. So this is already completed, nothing we need to complete here. This is Spring Boot application. You should know that Spring Boot application is a combination of two separate 2 3 annotations. First one is configuration, and there are like what I say, one is form component scan. Yes, component scan, and there is one more extension, enable auto configuration. So this is Spring Boot application is basically the like combination of these three uh, annotations. So whenever we write Spring Boot application anywhere, this does the work of these three. So component scan does scans for the other annotations, like in controller we have the REST controller here. So it is find through this component scan annotation, and enable auto configuration is simple for similar purpose. So it does find for the configuration files, and like this resources file here, and this form file here. So it is related to this enable auto configuration. Okay, and someone please interrupt me if I am telling something wrong, because I don't want to be wrong here, or teach some wrong concept, because I am not good with every concept good. So this is our main application that we use to run our Spring Boot application. Okay. So here everything is completed. We doesn't need to change anything here. But while working with project or working with home, you should always see this application file once, so that you can know that what is going on here, and like if some annotation is not missing here. Okay. And you can also see here when you will mouse hover over this, so you will see there are like Spring Boot configuration, enable auto configuration, component scan, filter, retention. So these are all annotations are included in this Spring Boot application. And now we are over with this. I am going to close this. I will come to bean. Okay. One person asked me that why we have bean and entity separate things. So I will tell this. So here this patient bean. So here primary key is a type of long. You should keep this in mind, because it will come handy to us after some time when we'll start writing a DAO code. So this is the patient bean. This is the appointment bean. And if you see now, appointment is using patient. Okay. So in the entity na, the patient entity will be auto wired to appointment, because it is very logical thing that appointment cannot exist without a patient, because if there is patient, so there will be an appointment. So this is a many to one connection between appointment and patient. So that's why I picked this code, because there are not two separate entities. In the Cafe Connect, this is not that much complicated. So this is a good project for me, like if I what I think. So this is appointment bean, and this is patient bean. And why we are having entity here? Uh,
Can you explain what is meant by auto-write annotation?
okay. So auto add annotation is something like we are connecting two things. Here we are saying that our appointment. Let me open my notepad. Notepad. Preferences, dark mode, light mode. Okay. So auto add. So auto add means connection. Simply, it is means connection. So this connection is being managed by our Spring Boot. Like here now we are saying that appointment is connected with patient. So how we can say this? We can do this with the getter setters like we are doing here. Here we are doing like getter setters. Where is appointment here? So in the appointment window, you can see we are setting the patient here. Where is the patient? Yes. So here see there is set patient, get patient, and here is set patient. So we are doing the getter and setter part, but in the whole project, na, you are not going to see anywhere that we are doing like this. So we are not doing like patient new, sorry, patient and like say patient one is equal to new patient. You are not going to see anywhere like this in the whole application, and also you are not going to like this appointment and like say app one is equal to new appointment. So in Java, because we have already know Java, so these are not called object creation. But in whole Spring Boot application, in any of the code file, you are not going to see these lines. These lines, because we are not going to see these lines, because only because we have auto add and Spring Boot configuration. Sorry, Spring Boot application here in the application.java. So what is the importance of this auto add and Spring Boot application is because we are not going to manage any of the object in our whole application. We are not going to create a object. We are not going to destroy a object by ourselves. Spring container will do this for ourselves. So this is the importance of the annotation. And for auto add, so we are not anywhere explicitly going to tell that appointment is connected with patient. This thing we are not going to tell always to our program. Auto add will take care of this. How auto add will take care of this? So if I will open appointment entity, so here you can see this column is being joined here, many to one, join column, private entity, patient. So this thing will automatically will be managed by the our, you can say, Spring Boot container, sorry, Spring container, not Spring Boot container, Spring container. So we have not to going to take care of the you can say objects, but in Java objects particularly. So this is the reason why we write annotations and auto add and Spring Boot container and all. So uh, now I'm coming to next thing, how this code is running, how why we have been here and why we have entity here. So first thing,
What is that many to one and join column and all?
it is not basically database concept. In database concept, guys, like this much we can't discuss in 1 hour timeline or 1.5 hour timeline. This is a lot.
Okay, okay, okay.
Like na say many to one, these are not database concept SQL basically. So in database na when we see there is a patient can have multiple appointments, like there is a patient named like say Ram. So Ram can have not 1 2 3 4 appointments, some like cancelled some are scheduled, some are completed like this. So there can have many of the appointment types. So to manage na these real world relationships in our application, we use some database concept for joining the columns. So here Ram is basically a patient and these are the appointment status. So what we are doing now, we are saying that hey our we are saying our application that hey application, this patient is connected with these many of the appointments. So we know this, but our how will we tell our database? So we have some methods, we have some ways we can tell our application that hey application, our patient or our user is connected with these many things in another database, another table, sorry, not database, another table. So patient is one table in our database and appointment is another table. And how we are connecting these two tables? We are connecting these two tables using that many to one. यानी कि many patient, sorry, many one patient have many appointments. Okay. So from this type, this is being connected. So whenever we query in our database like show appointment of Ram. Okay. So we will get na all the appointment that Ram has created in a list, like in a JSON output, like this way. We will see in the Postman also. So this is going to be doing this. So guys, if you don't know this many to one and one to many concepts, so I recommend you all to please go through the video, note down this in your copy or somewhere, because that I have to visit this in some time later. Okay. Now this is the entity and bean. first thing I want to make clear of the difference between bean and entity. So bean is for our Java application. Bean is for our Java application. Entity is for database table. Entity is for DB. Why this type of distinction between database and application? So this is my patient bean. Closely monitor this patient bean.
Hello, bro.
Yes,
How can we define what is bean and entity? Like
I'm coming.
languages we know, but definitions.
I'm coming. I'm coming. Definitions, guys. Definitions like you can beans and entities both have na like how say like
Objects.
bean is basically object for our Java application. Entity is also an object or entity. We can say it is like for database. What we can say database we say entity like in the database anything is called entity when we conversation with it. Let me tell you this. You will get edit. So here this is our bean. So in bean you can say this is private long ID and these are all the data type that our patient bean will accept like patient name, patient age, gender, contact number. But when I come to patient entity, here you will see this is written in the context of a database. Entity table because table is the name of table in database. So table name is patient. Then here is the ID because in database every table has a unique ID. So here this is ID. ID type is long and generated value is auto generated value. Then string patient name, age, gender, everything is same. So this not patient entity is written in context for DB, written in for DB. So patient entity na interacts with database and user or our Java objects interact with the bean. And what is the use of DAO? So DAO does this conversion. Like what is happening? Like we are client. So client interact with the beans. Okay, client interact with beans. Then what bean does? Bean request or bean interact with our DAO or DTO. DAO means DTO means data transfer object or DAO means data access object. And beans interact with DAO or DTO. And DAO and DTO does what? DAO and DTO converts the bean to entity. So we are not taking the headache of always converting the entity like always writing the code in the context of database. We have created the entity class once. Now we always we are not having the headache of like age is integer in database or not, age is long in database or not. So one time we have written the entity class. Now whatever we do, we will do changes in this our bean class. This DAO is going to handle that particular thing appropriately. And more formally, how this structure goes. So client request to controller. Client request to controller. Client means user or client here we can be like client is like we can say postman. Postman here or like we can say React front end. React sorry React front end. So this is client or this is user. This interact with controller and controller doesn't interact with directly bean. Controller calls the service. Controller calls the service. Then what our service does? Service calls this DO and DTO. So I will say service calls this DAO and DTO. So in DA and DTO, what DA and DTO does? DA and DTO does convert the bean. Convert the beans into entity and then this entity is being asked or requested from the database and then the request is returned. So this is the architecture that our applications we write. So this is the architecture that industry companies follow, like our company and like Infosys, TCS, any company. So this is the basic architecture we follow. So this is architecture it follows now because like if there is some issue happens, some like some problem happens, so the problem don't directly interrupt the database. The problem is being caught on service or in DTO layer, not directly in database because like there could be a lot of data in our database that is important. So if our code is not directly interrupting the database, directly interrupting, like we are writing the code in this way, like we are writing in servlet. So how we are writing the code? This is our client. Client calls some Java code. Client calls some Java code like our JDBC code. For example, our JDBC code. JDBC code. Client called this. JDBC is directly interacting with our DB. So if some problem happens in our Java code, so what is gonna happen? The database is going to change directly. So this is the difference why we are using this service controller DTO, then entity conversion, and then this database. So this is the basic main difference why we are using, because this is not fault tolerant. Fault tolerant. So if now some short circuit, some problem is happening, our database is not directly going to affect because of that particular problem. This is not a good fault tolerant architecture. This one which I have written on line number 6. So you can directly see this code is not gonna work very good, because if we have written some wrong code, database is gonna directly affect from that code. So that's why we are following this code. You have to now by heart learn, remember this, that this is the architecture we are going to follow our whole life whenever we are working in the development phase. So our client will contact the controller. This can be a web controller, REST controller, any controller, we will discuss later. Then controller will call service will call DTO, DAO, and then in DTO, basically beans will be converted to entity, then entity will be converted to database. So this is till now. Guys, tell me till now, everything good, fine, we are going good.
Yes, bro, no worries.
Yeah, Priyanshu, I have a doubt.
Yes.
See, now in this healthcare code, I know what DAO is because I
Okay.
was there. But
Hmm.
what is DTO?
DTO is same. You can call this DAO or DTO. I've said like in the forward slash here. DAO or DTO both are good. You can write DAO.
Yeah.
You can write DTO. Both are conceptually both are same. Functionally, you can do some different functions. Like if our application is more bigger than this, like it is very simple application. Like this, na patient appointment, healthcare is very basic application, not something rocket science we are doing. So in some big application, you can see DTO there. Both concept is same. DTO data transfer object, DAO data access object. You can refer to our previous slides of the spring where ma'am had taught, so you will get the idea.
Okay.
But you
Any
also can use repository in place of DAO or DTO, right?
ha repository means rest. Repository comes in this entity part, and repository basically is for database, because see after DAO we are going for moving towards database. Till here I will say, till here, till this service part na, we are basically in Java. In DIO it is the bridge between our Java and database code. So repository comes somewhere, repository comes in DIO DTO, and repository also comes in our entity part here. So if there is a repository, it is also in the DTO layer. Till service you will get Java. Till service you are Java. After service you are moving to from service to repository now. Got it?
Yeah, yeah,
Hello.
got it.
Now a lot of talks, so I think the architecture is now clear for you. So now I am moving to the code part. So this is difference between bean and entity, and here now our bean and entity is already completed, nothing to do here. So I'm closing all this, and I'm closing the bean. One thing you should notice that here na, in our entity there is a long type of patient ID. Why I am focusing this na? Because let me tell you, this is now first layer na, first layer. Now when we complete the application sequence completion na is in this way. Like this way we will complete our application. In this way we are going, like from DB, then entity, then DAO, then service, then controller, and then we will go to front end. Okay, never go this way. Never go this way. This way is not recommended. From like you go to complete the controller, then service, then DAO, DTO. No, you will go to this way, and from DB, from DTO, then service, then controller, then front end. Now I will open the DAO. So I will open patient DAO, and I will open the appointment DAO. There are two DAOs we have to manage. So here this is to do item 1.2. So and in patient this is 1.1. And this is our first task. What we need to do? It is already written. Guys, you can clearly see na. Clearly see na. Like it is visible na. Good na. Visibility is good. Hello.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Sai.
yeah, bro. It's
यार I'm feeling like ना I am mad now.
So I'll do one thing. I'll keep my mic open. Just let me know if I'm disturbing or something. Okay.
You can open mic like if there is no some background noise or music. You can open mic.
Yeah, just tell me if there's a lot of background noise or
Got it.
something.
Someone will interrupt. So okay. So here na to do item 1.1. This is the first problem that we are going to solve in the our HON application. Okay. So we have to find this to do 1.1, but not rushing to this to do. Before you have to understand the application architecture, the form file, the like resources file and all. Then we will open the DAO. This is our to do 1.1. What is this say? This say define a JPA repository for fetching to provide built-in CRUD operations. This built-in is important. So whenever you see built-in CRUD operations, so you should always remember that there is a JPA repository. There is a JPA repository, and see this is already imported. So this was a very easy application to do for me. So this is JPA repository already done, and it is saying that this is not being used anywhere because we are not using it. So you should remember that whenever we have to use built-in CRUD operations, so there is a JPA repository already given to us. So what we will do? We will extend that JPA repository, extends JPA repository. Okay. Now after JPA repository, na, you should pass two things: on which entity this JPA repository is going to work, and what is the primary key or primary ID of that particular entity. So this is our patient DAO. So this repository is going to work on which entity? Anybody tell?
Patient
Huh. Because this is patient DAO. So this JPA repository will work on patient entity. And now this will ask the primary key of patient entity. So we will use long. So I was focusing on long here because in our local application that we have been in that doing in the demos, they were mostly integer, but this is given long, so you have to keep in mind that. Now this to do is done. Now whenever na we will call this patient DAO services, we will get the na methods of JPA repository. So in JPA repository na, this JPA repository will generate the methods for us. What methods? This method we will automatically get, like save. We will automatically get save. We will automatically get this save method. We will get find all method, and we will get like find by ID method, and we will get a lot of methods, no, like get all as a, like these na. There are methods that we do not need to write anywhere any code for these methods, for saving a data, for finding the data from database, from finding some data by ID, for getting all data. So these all methods are automatically handled by this JPA repository. So why we are going need to tell this patient entity and long here, because for which database table we are going to create this type these SQL queries, because you know for saving the data what is the SQL query? uh, insert insert into, then what you do, you know table name. So what is table name? Patients, and then your values, and then your values type, like whatever values you are entering. So this type of dot secret. This is not complete database query. So here we are saying insert into patients, but how our code will know that we are going to insert into patients table? So this patient entity will tell to our JPA repository that buddy, sister, my friend, we are going to use patient entity for this particular DAO. Okay, and similarly, why this primary key? Because find by ID will work using this primary key. So the type of the primary key our the repository or JPA repository should know. And now if you understood this, so somebody tell me what code should I write here in chat. Somebody write in chat. Let's do so.
It will be the same only, no? Extends JPA repository,
हाँ
then appointment entity,
हाँ.
and I think
Data type is long. It's also long there.
data type was long only. Acha, okay.
There were also long. So I will copy this na. I will put in appointment DAO. I will convert, just replace this patient. See, it is not giving me any error. This is not giving me any error for patient entity, but we are not going to run the appointment DAO for patient. Appointment DAO is for which database table? Appointment table. Here you can see in entity. In entity there is no appointments table. So we are going to run this appointment DAO code for our appointment entity. So I am just going to add appointment entity. Okay. Now I will save this. That these two to-dos are complete for us. 1.2 and 1.1 is complete. Our DAO part is complete. Now what we need to do now? We need to run the DAO wrapper. Now there is, you should ask a question, sir. Not sir, ma'am. Why there is? Arey yaar, not ma'am. Why this is a DAO wrapper? Simply why this is a DAO wrapper? Now, so see, I have told you that this controller will call service will call DAO and DTO, and here in DAO and DTO beans will be converted to entity, but our Java will not automatically magically convert beans to entity. This will not happen magically. We have to tell our code appropriately that which methods to use, how to convert those patients to patient beans to patient entity. So we are what we are going to do in the DAO wrapper. We are going to use the methods that we have, that this patient DAO offers us, and those methods we are going to use to do our basic work that we want to do. So this first work, to do item 1.3, this method should have patient details, this all these things. So all things here everything is written. You don't have to take any headache for completing this. You just need to write some code according to this statement. Check if input patient bean is null. So when whoever will call this save patient method, he will pass you a bean. Bean is type of patient bean. So first thing we need to do, the code, the to do is saying check if input patient is null. So don't think, just write if bean that is coming from the method call is null. If bean is null, what we need to do? Throw appropriate exception. So we need to throw some kind of exception that this is the problem. So what we need to do? Throw new, and we can use some default exception, or we can define our exception. So I am going to define exception. If this is null, so this is going to the bean is null and this is coming from client. So here now what is doing? If the bean is null, so this means the client has sent this. Client sent a null bean. So this means that client is doing a bad request. So what I am going to do now? I am going to create a custom exception handler for that will say bad exception. So I will say bad request exception, and I will just throw some message that the patient being payload is null. Please correct the request. So this is one bean exception that we have said, but now this says that bad request exception could not be found. So this is our basic method in our application, that we need to create a exception package separately, exception package, and in that exception package I am going to create this exception. So I will copy this. Where is our exception package? Exception here. I will create a new class in the name of this finish. Okay, so this is bad request exception. So whenever our client will do a bad request means that client is supposed to send some data. Like if client is trying to find a patient by ID, but client is not sending ID, so client is doing a bad work. Client is doing a bad request. So we will tell our client that, hey client, you are doing a bad request. You should pass an ID with your request, or like if you have pass a patient bean with your request. So these type of exceptions are runtime exceptions. So what I am going to do, I am going to extend the runtime exception, and I am going to create a constructor to initialize this our exception here with the string message. So I am going to create a constructor public and bad request exception, and this will receive a message, and this will call this super method, and this will pass the message. Well, sorry, okay, I will save this, and now what I will do, I will just import this. Okay, I will import it, I will save this. Now you can see that error is gone, and now our application will send through this runtime exception with this message that the patient bean payload is null, and this is the issue. Now what I have to do, yes, yes.
Bro, you can extend with exception class, right? Why only you extends with the runtime exception?
See, exception class na, exception class is a hierarchical class. Exception, guys, like na, if you will like pointing out this much na, this class is going to a lot long, I will tell you. Exception is na like parent of your runtime exception. Runtime as well as your what kind of second exception is checked exception. Checked exception. The runtime is also called na like your unchecked exception. You know, unchecked exception. So checked exception, the work is done by our Java compiler itself. Whenever we are running start running our code, this checked exception is checked. Sorry, if it's spelling it wrong. Checked exception is checked by Java. So like arithmetic exception, input output exception, these exceptions are already being tracked by Java. But runtime exception are not tracked by our application. So we are extending runtime exception here, because these exceptions are happening while the client is not running the code, and client is asking for some bad data. So this exception is happening. So extending the exception class will not give us some very good benefit here, because exception class is automatically triggered for checked exception, or automatically triggered whenever Java calls it. This type of exception is runtime exception that we are encountering during our applications running through some client request or some bad kind of code behavior. So we are extending the runtime exception so that our code knows runtime exception, and this message will be shown. And one more thing, you can add here throwable cause, throwable cause, and we can pass this cause also. So you will know the cause of your exception. So now whenever when we call this, so here we can pass some kind of cause here, like what I will do, I will create one more constructor here, one more constructor without cause, so our code doesn't give issue. Okay, save it. Now our error is
You're writing this code just because you created a custom exception, no? Yeah.
sorry, I didn't get it, sorry.
No, he's just asking for.
You're writing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, continue, bro.
I am writing.
Why did you writing all this code just for exception, right?
Because this you have asked me code quality, so here it is written check if input patient bean is null, throw appropriate exception. You should remember the exception handling class that our teacher had taught us. So we have to not like handle all the exceptions in a central exception repository, sorry, package. Do you remember this guys?
You created a custom exception, no?
Yes.
Same
So
we can use default exception, no? Like maybe illegal argument exception, something like that.
you can use that, but not, I am writing custom exception because this is our custom application. Like patient bean is null, so I'm saying that bad request exception. You can use any type of exception. This is also like there are many ways to handle the exception. This is my way I am doing. I can also do it like this way. If I will comment this I can do this like that. Throw new uh, uh, response,
Illegal argument exception.
illegal argument or response status exception. There is my
So
guys. You should
developing
uh,
custom name means there is no, it's not by default. You should use some different name, right?
you can see there is one response status exception. Here I can share HTTP status dot bad request. Sorry, bad request.
Okay.
you can handle this way. This is not your choice in which way you are trying to handle, but you should not like keep in mind that you will every time you will not get the type of this request. I am going to now I am going to use this type of status exception. I am not going to write na this exception code here. Like if you are because I have to write more code if I will write exception handler here, custom exception handler. I was just going to tell na like you can handle the exception these ways. I can write this also, so it will share a new response status with bad request. So it is same. It is also saying the bad request. It is also saying the bad request. But this will now use the Spring the Java features in the saying the exception. And here I am going my custom exception. Got it, guys? Got it? Okay. So now this is the exception handling part, and this is also the code quality part. Someone asked that we have now keep all these things in mind so that we get good marks. Now, what we need to do, convert patient bean to patient entity. Now, this thing is coming in our way. What I've said, while I said DO, DTO, what does? Convert bean to entity and entity to bean. So here it says convert patient bean to patient entity because our save method, which we have discussed here, save method, this will not work with bean. It will work with entity. So we have to feed entity here, but our client has passed bean. So what we need to do? We need to convert this bean to entity. We have two ways. There is one way we can use bean utils. There is a bean utils class that we can use. Either here the methods are given. They are also using bean utils. So we can directly use bean utils, or we can use this convert patient entity to bean and convert patient entity to bean and bean to entity classes that are using bean utils. Okay. So now we are going to use those methods that are already given. So I will remove the bean utils here, and now it says convert patient bean to patient entity. So I will create a new entity, patient entity is equal to, and now convert and bean to entity, and I will pass the bean. Guys, understood this line? Someone please explain what is the use of this line. Please someone explain. Someone please explain.
If you want to use basic CRUD repository, we need to use entity, not bean.
Ha,
That's why we
ha,
convert from bean to entity.
ha. And this method is already given. Where is given? It is given uh, in the bottom of the class. Okay. So now this entity na we can save in our database. So how we will save? Now it says convert patient bean to entity, done. This is giving provided method, done. Invoke save method of patient DAO. So I will say patient DAO dot save, and I will pass this entity. I will pass this entity. I will save this. Okay. Now it is saying na that okay, convert saved patient entity back to patient bean. Now na if I will hover over this save method, it will say that save method na is returning a patient entity. So it means that we are getting this patient entity and saved entity is equal to, when I will call this method will return a patient entity after saving in database. Now our code wants that we return a patient bean. So what we will do? We will just convert this save entity to convert this patient entity to bean, and I will pass the save entity. Guys, tell me now if you understood this much code. This is just code for saving a patient in database in the DAO layer. So here we are just checking the bean that is being passed from the user. Like if user has not passed the values for the like patient, like not pass the name, not pass the ID, everything. So this code is not gonna run. This code is gonna return a bad request. Then we are converting the bean to entity, saving the entity, and the entity after saving, which is returned from database. Here now we will get data from return from DB, and then we are converting this return DB from entity to bean and returning this. So this is the save code of the saving, how we are going to save that particular entity. Now again, understood this thing now, you can like discuss, we can discuss everything, we can now like do the summary of this particular method, so you don't have any doubt. So if you have any minor doubt in these lines of code, we can discuss, like we can discuss everything about this. So it is okay, I move forward, or we should discuss something about here.
Yeah, move on, bro. That's it.
Okay, so like this was,
One
हाँ, yeah, yeah,
we are using convert patient bean to entity method.
हाँ,
So
yes.
if they haven't given us that method, we can use bean utils right directly.
Bean utils, directly we can use, but this is given na, like internally it is using bean utils. Here you can see bean utils dot copy properties. So as like our company has already, like our trainer or our assessor has already done the heavy work for us. They given only this name. They are saying that use my name and do your work. So why we are going to use this bean util? This is not same thing that someone has given you a lot of features, but you are saying no, 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 no. I will use the legacy thing. So you can use. This is all up to you.
No, no, but in capstone project they will not given us that
They
particular
will
method.
not give you. You can write na, what is this method? This is simple method, guys. Like see, this is some bean. They are creating a patient entity bean. They are just bean utils dot copy this bean to this bean and then returning this. This is nothing, guys. Yeah, this is same method. I had directly written here bean utils dot copy properties. Where is this method? I have already written here like this. Bean, sorry, bean utils dot copy properties, and thus we will pass bean comma and this entity. This is same. This is nothing some rocket science in it. Apart from this line, we could have written this line.
You don't have to explain, bro. Vivek was just saying ki, if this one, then we have to use bean utils.
Like someone asked na, like in the capstone we have not been giving this. So I was just saying that this is not something uh, we should take headache of, because we can write this method by ourselves.
It's nothing.
Yes. Now this is now after patient DAO. This is first method. This is second method. That says find all. We should call find all. So we can read once. This method should fetch all. Oh got this. Invoke find all method of patient DAO to retrieve all patient entry. Check if the written list is null or empty. Handle appropriately. Convert each patient entity to patient bean and this. Okay. So now what will I will do? I will just call the patient DAO. Patient DAO dot find all. Okay. Now what find all will return? Find all will return list of patient entity. So I will create a list of patient entity. List of patient entity. I will name this entity result list is equal to. I will save this. Okay. So now in this entity result list, the data of all the patient will come. But what is the case if this result list is null? So they are saying check if result is null, handle appropriately. So what I will do now? I will do one thing. If entity result list dot is empty, you can say dot is null or equals null. Anything you can do. I am doing like this. And then what you say? Handle appropriately. So I am going to throw new response status exception, and I will say http status dot not found dot not found. Okay. I will use the semicolon. Fine. Got it, guys. So it will say that we are like trying to find all the patient from database, but our database is empty for the patient table. So there are no patient. Got it? And then after it is done, so what we need to do? We need to uh, uh, return the list of patient B. So this is the list of patient entity. So we need to convert this patient entity list to patient bean list. So I will create a new list of type patient bean. So list of patient bean, and I will name is as bean result list is equal to new array list. Now what we need to do? We need to convert each of the patient entity in this list one by one, and then add in the this our bean result list. So you can use stream here, but I am not going to make things complicated. So I am simply going to use for each loop. So for patient entity e into our entity result list. Into our entity result list, what I am going to do? I am going to just call the bean result list. Sorry, bean result list dot add. And how will I add? I cannot directly add because this is patient entity. So but we have the method to convert patient entity to patient bean. How? Convert patient entity to bean. I will pass e, and this all the data one by one will be fetched, converted from entity to bean and then add it to our list, and I will just return this bean result list. Sorry, where is bean result list? So this method is now complete. This second method is now complete. Now we come to this third method. This method should fetch patient details by ID. Got it? So in way of find by ID method of patient out, retrieve patient entity. One thing now you should keep in mind that find by ID of JPA repository na returns data type of optional type data. Optional. So you can study about optional type in Java. It is added inside think Java 11 or 15. So you can watch YouTube video on it. This is very easy. It says na like if data comes then good, otherwise or else you should return null. So but there is nothing hard for us to do. Optional patient entity optional is given. What I am going to do, I am just going to call patient DAO dot find by ID. I will pass the ID. I will save it. Now I cannot return this optional because this is optional type. But from optional we can get patient entity. How? Patient if optional dot is present. So if there is some data, I will return optional dot get. I will save it. Now this code is complete. So let me tell you what this code is doing now. Patient dot find by ID method returns a optional type of data. Here you can see this is optional type of data. So this is returning a optional of patient entity. So I am checking if there is not some data present in our optional. So if some data is present, only then we are going to return this optional dot get. So get will do na, get will return the data that is inside this optional. But if there is no data in optional, then our this default return will run, and this will return null. Got it? So this is now handled appropriately, and this method is complete. So here in this method, fetch patient details by ID. Now, what we need to do? Invoke find by ID method of patient DAO to retrieve patient entity. Check if patient exists using optional. If present, create new patient object. Do this. Okay. So it tells us what we need to do. We need to do call the patient DAO dot find by ID. Save this. So this will return a patient DAO find by ID. Check if patient exists using optional. So if apt dot is present, if this is true, create new patient bean object. So I am going to create patient bean is equal to new. I am going to create a new patient bean. Then what I am going to do, I am just going to copy property from patient entity to patient bean. So here just bean details dot copy. So this is now I am copying the properties and then return the patient bean. If not present, return null. So now we need to return this return bean. And if not present, then return null. So this is the method we have completed, and these are the method for converting patient entity, patient bean, and all the things. So this is the patient DAO wrapper that we have completed. What is this issue? Patient controller cannot be resolved. And this is nothing. So now this is okay. We will now go to our appointment DAO. So appointment DAO we have already extended with JPA repository. We have to complete the appointment DAO wrapper code. Guys, are you there?
Yes. Yes. Bro.
This is going fine till now. Everything is fine till now. Any doubt? Anything? Okay. Someone want to take someone want to take over for the appointment now. Try it yourself. I will help you. Like if someone wants na, you can take over the control. You can try to complete na appointment now, and we will help you. Like if you are forgetting something, we will help you. Anyone ready? What yaar? You guys are like making it na regular session that we are going to attend from tomorrow. Like someone can take control and try to complete this na appointment now, because there is no nothing good we can achieve if we are not going to practice, or like we are not going to discuss a lot. Because I know I have done many this type of code many times, so I can complete this code. If I getting say, some error, I will complete this. It is not for mind learning, and you cannot learn na, if only I am shouting and telling you. This is not some lecture. So if I would like to someone take the control and like try to complete this appointment now yourself, and we are here, we can discuss. There is no problem in like having some errors or issues or something. At least speak up, yaar. I'm not going to cut your attendance.
Bro, actually,
You are
as in
want
my
to take,
mobile.
but we are attending from mobile.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the problem, bro.
This is weekend sessions we are attending from mobile. So how you are going to like implement this, guys? I am telling you na, there is no benefit for you if you are like not doing practice alongside me. You will not like this.
Guys, there is not
Code is
much
not
we
kind,
can understand.
bro. Code is not something that you can understand or learn. Code is about writing. So no, no don't worry. I will just tell this appointment out myself. So there is nothing to do here.
Otherwise, like we will tell the code or you.
Ha, you this is good. This is so
Yeah,
now
tell.
start.
In
First, create the list of appointment, bro.
Okay. Appointment entity or bean?
Appo- Appointment entity. So we only
Okay.
create
Appointment entity.
entity create, right?
I will give it a good name like entity result list is equal to now what?
Appointment DAO,
use
appointment DAO dot
Okay. I will call appointment DAO dot next.
find find
Okay. Good.
by ID.
Now find by ID?
Let's check
No, this is find all.
result list is empty or not.
Okay. I will check entity result list dot is empty. What we need to do?
So throw
throw
new
I will throw new, sorry, which type of system I need to throw
response
here? Ha, response status expression. What status I should tell here?
not found.
Ha, not found. Not found. Got it. Because there is no data in the list. This is simple. Now, after this, what?
you should convert entity to bean. So
Ha.
bean
So,
and
bean type of list. Bean type of list. So, appointment bean type of list. I will name is bean result list is equal to new array list. Ah.
Use for each loop.
Anyone want to tell a stream way? Map dot stream like this. Dot map. Dot stream. Dot collect. Actually, I don't remember these methods. I can do Google. No worries. I'm going to write this appointment entity for each code. But now you should know this map stream, because they could write na here like how will you get this code from the stream. So we should know how we are going to fetch the code from stream. E and then what we need to do? We need to just run an entity result list, and just we need to do one thing inside this list. We will call this bean result list dot add convert appointment entity to bean pass the if, set semicolon, and here we return bean result list.
Result.
This method is now complete. Okay, and but now here is one more thing is written. Store all converted beans into a list. Handle null values safely during conversion. So indirectly they are saying us na to handle use streams, because in streams na we can use filter.
For each loop, if we want to check whether E is null or not. In for each loop, yeah.
This they are saying us to do. But na like what if na like what if na some data inside E is empty, like E is appointment list, so like E is some appointment. So if na my like say appointment name is empty, appointment name is null, appointment name is null, or maybe
Already in empty class, we already has validations, right? So we don't need to apply, I think.
how you are saying this this is not get all patient from database. Yes, this is no need to do, but here na I think they are written this handle null value safely during conversion. They uh, they are saying us na to check all the entities. So if
Just want to cross check.
E is not equal to, sorry, E not equal to null. So if E is not null, we are going to add, sorry. So if E is not null, then only we are going to add in our data, or we are not going to add. This is not like necessary line, because there is I think there should not be a null data in our database, because we are already checking well when entering the appointment that there is something that not null in appointment entity. It is already, sorry, in bean. Where is the appointment bean? Bean.
Bean class.
Yes, appointment bean. So they are already checking not null date time format, not null. So that is fine. Whoever told this, fine. So now this method is complete. Where is the method? This method is now complete. Get all patient. Here there is one method of na add new appointment. So now let me help complete this method. This is good method. This is some tricky method. So read out the lines, and then after reading out, tell me what I start writing.
No, just remove null in patient, bro. Patient entity.
Okay,
And just calling for patient DAO dot find by ID.
patient do dot find by ID. So where is ID?
Because it is optional. I
We
think
should
the
fetch
patient
No,
should
no,
be
no, bro.
optional.
It's wrong thing. I think so. Like we need to get the patient details from the appointment bean only. I think bean dot get patient ID.
You are saying,
Read,
you are saying right, but now like
patient bean, right?
in complex way. See, what this code is going, fetch patient ID from incoming appointment bean. So user our client is sharing an appointment bean. We have to intercept this bean and get the patient data from this bean. So how we will get the patient data? So patient bean, like say what will say, like I will say bean. Okay, so no, not bean, I will say it patient. Bean say fat, patient bean. Okay, so patient bean is equal to what I am going to tell na, this bean is coming from client side. So and appointment bean is connected with patient. Here you can see in the appointment bean is connected with patient. How it connected? It is connected by get patient and set patient. So we can do appointment this bean dot get patient. So now our patient bean, from this bean we have got our patient. Now what need next now? In this patient, it is saying invoke method find value patient out to fetch patient details from database. So we have the patient bean. So here what we can do, patient now find by ID. Now here we can pass this patient bean dot get patient ID. Sorry, find not all, find by ID. I will save it. What is saying? This is saying convert from optional patient entity to patient entity. Okay. Get patient ID dot get. Sorry,
or else so I think
hmm, I will not write like this.
Okay, first we need to store it in optional, then if it is present, then we need to store in patient entity, I think.
Ah, yes, yes. So what I'm going to do, I will call patient DAO dot find by ID, and from where we are getting this ID, we will get this ID from long ID is equal to patient bean dot get patient ID. I will pass this ID here. I will save this. What this will return? This will return the optional of patient entity. So I will just get here dot get. So it will return a patient entity. Uh-huh.
I think it is complex. Why don't we just convert bean to entity and we can do operations?
We are finding the data from database. We are finding the patient from database. After finding the patient from database, we are going to attach it with appointment, and then we are like it, simply think na, when I am going to an hospital, then in hospital receptionist asks me who is the patient. I will tell my name, my age, my data, and then said, sir, now patient, your patient ID is created, and now you want appointment. So I will say, yes ma'am, I want appointment for next upcoming week or Monday, Sunday. So then he will create an appointment and then connect my patient ID or patient bean that is being created to that appointment. So first thing, she is creating a patient, my patient ID, and storing in the database, and then he is fetching that particular patient ID from database and attaching to a bean. So we are doing that thing here in the appointment bean. We are doing that similar thing here. What we are doing, we are attaching that patient bean from getting from database and then attaching to our bean. So dot get, and this patient should be here SQL, and now I will remove it. Sorry, I will remove all of this code deliberately. Fine, fine, got it, understood here. Here now what we are doing, we are getting patient from DB to attach with appointment. Guys, understood till here? Tell me, understood till here or not? Hello.
Yes, bro, understood.
Okay. So here what we are doing, we are invoking method find by ID of patient DAO to fetch patient detail from database. If patient not found, throw exception with proper message. So after this, what we need to do if patient not found, so we can do that error handling in optional phase also, like before this get na, we can do that thing. You want to do there, or I can like check here if patient is not null. So if patient is null, if our patient is null, we will return, sorry, throw new, and like response status, I can say response status exception, and I will like one http status dot, and what status I should write here. Not found, patient not found, not sorry, not found, and I will pass one message here, proper good message, that the requested patient, the intended patient is not in DB. Please add sorry, please add a patient. Okay. So this is the exception we are handling. Now what we need to do?
Bro, I think
Ah,
mention this before the get method. I mean patient before patient entity because it will check whether you just
yes, yes, optional will throw na error directly from here. So we will not reach here. You are saying good. So
yeah we won't reach that.
yes, yes, saying, yeah, you're right. So what I'm going to do, patient entity, this is not patient entity, this will be na our optional. Mm-hmm. We put optional here. import optional, display optional, find by ID, I will add semicolon, and mm, after this one, I will check patient.
Bro, you made patient entity as optional, right? So that just add after find by ID, just add or else throw. It would be easy. Yeah, yeah, dot or else throw. Yeah.
This is good. So here now we should pass a method. We can pass this method only. Copy this, mm, paste, and semicolon. Save it. This all. Okay, now here or else throw. This is a okay. And what is the thing? Cannot convert from patient entity to optional patient entity. Okay, so this is patient entity. Save it. Okay, so this is method. We made it, I think, complex. If you have, like, if you are aware with optional, this will be good for you. Otherwise, guys, understanding this, or I should like expand this. I was expanding this, but someone said that this is a better way, and this is a better way. We can do like in this way, single line without using the if and all and all. So this is also a very good way. You should not like study optional for a little so that you can understood what I'm doing here. So these are the method of optional. So we can directly get the data by this find by ID. If the data is there, patient will be initialized or this error will be thrown. So this line is doing this only. Now what is next thing? Throw exception is proper message done. Convert appointment bean to appointment entity. So this is our appointment entity. What we need to do is just convert appointment bean to entity, and I will pass this bean. This bean that we got from user client, I will pass here and will convert it into entity. Now entity is done. Now what we need to do? Appointment bean to entity. Hint utilize provided utility method done. Set patient to appointment. Someone sent some method, I think. Mm-hmm. We need you Vineet, your raising hand. Anything? Vineet Guru was here.
I think he lowered his hand, bro. Just go on.
Okay, chalo. No problem. So now what we need to do? We are going to set the patient to appointment entity. So which patient? This patient that we got from database. Now here we are setting that patient to with this appointment. So understood what I said? I said that for an appointment for an appointment we are going to create a patient, or if a patient is already in database we are going to fetch patient from DB and then attach with our appointment. So this is we are doing this in this particular method. This is we are doing. So here we have set the patient with appointment. Now we need to just save this particular appointment. So I will call it appointment DAO dot save appointment dot save. I will pass this appointment entity. I will pass this appointment entity, and this appointment save method will return my appointment. Like this will return my appointment entity, and we need to convert into bean and return. So I can do this in single line, but let's not make it more complex. So I will create an appointment entity, save the appointment entity. I will point it this, and now I will just convert this appointment entity to bean. I will pass save the appointment entity and done. Now this method is done. This is the save method for appointment. And guys, discussions on anything we want to discuss here? Hello, sleeping. Hello.
No,
Yeah, go on, go on.
Okay,
Go on.
this is complete. Get all patient we already completed, and this is nothing, and this is the utility method. So here we have nothing to do. So this is appointment DAO and patient DAO is completed. After DAO, what we have? After DAO, we have service layer. So now we will just jump to service layer, and this was our, like, we can say, to do item 1.7, 1.8. So we will jump to our service layer. This is appointment service. Nothing to do here. This is patient service. Let me close now all these methods first. Okay. Now this is appointment service. This is patient service. These are interfaces because this is like loose coupling. We use this, and now this is patient service implementation, and this is appointment service implementation that are using those interfaces. So in these interfaces, to do item 1.9. So we have completed 1.9 in DAO, and this is 1.8 in DAO. 1.9 is in service patient service. So it says just here nothing to do. Just we need to call the methods from the DAO. Nothing fancy. So here nothing. Just we will call return patient DAO wrapper dot get all patient. Done. Here we will call our save patient. So we will call patient DAO wrapper dot save. It was save patient, and I will pass patient. This done, and here uh, return invoke. So I will call here simply patient DAO wrapper dot get by ID. I will pass the patient ID. So patient service implementation done. So guys, see the easiness here. You have already like seen many times in our demos. So the see the easiness. We have done all the hard work in this DTO. Now service is complete by just writing, just calling these methods. These methods we have called these methods. Service is complete. Same will be happen for appointment service, and then we have to write the controller that is for the client interaction, and then we will reach to the postman part. So the patient service done. Patient, I will close patient service. This is appointment service. Nothing to do here because this is an interface. Nothing to do here. Our next to do is here 1.12. This says invoke add appointment. Nothing some fancy to do. Just we need to call appointment DAO wrapper. Appointment DAO wrapper dot and add appointment. Save it, and this is appointment DAO wrapper dot get all patients. Save it, and sorry, this is save. This is get all. The name of method is get all parents. 1 minute. Get all appointments.
Yeah, I think we should change it.
Hmm, get all, but there is no get all appointments.
Yeah,
We don't have any
the same
method in
name.
DO
It's get
wrapper.
all patients only.
This is the method now. I think they have did this in this way. No worries.
Yeah,
So this is the method basically.
bro.
Where is this our DAO in DAO appointment? Sorry, appointment DAO wrapper get odd appointment get sorry get all patients. So appointment, and I will remove this. Get all appointments. Spelling is right. Spelling is right. Guys, na, remember to like write good spellings because now many of the times you will miss some spelling, one single character, and your whole code will not work. Like you will doing headbutting in the application after running. So this is now our service layer complete. Now most beloved layer that I personally like most and most easy is the controller. So I will just come to patient controller. Our where is it? Sorry. So there is no to dos are given, but we have to complete this controller. So guys, till here everything is fine. We good. We good.
Yeah, yeah, bro.
Some guys are, I think, shy or something. They don't want to speak up. So this patient, this list. Now, what we need to do? We need to just run. call the proper methods from the patient service and get the data. So we also have to handle the data appropriately. Guys, tell me how to write the patient controller.
So
Anyone?
just call service IMP rule.
Okay. Patient service dot, this is list. So get all patients.
Get all patients.
Dot, sorry, get all patients. Okay. So midnight, but we have to return it na into response entity. So I will wrap it inside a response entity. Response entity. Response entity list patient bean. I will call the method inside this.
Bro, I have a doubt, bro. Why would you use response entity? Is that necessary?
I will come to this. Just let me finish this method. HTTP status dot get all. So okay. Okay. This is saying what this is saying. This is saying response entity cannot be.
Bro, someone said write new keyword. New keyword.
Yes, I forgot new. Okay, so see this. Have you studied servlet class? There is na we have like model value attribute. You are sorry. This is na one type of a model view. Yes, there was na one model in view. I will write here. There was one model view. Model and view. So response entities, you can say type of this. This is the easy thing for us to like handle the data that we are passing through JSON and getting through JSON. There is one Jackson. If I am right, there is one Jackson converter here. Let me Google this. I cannot explain it very well without what is Jackson converter string. हाँ, see here na there is a Jackson converter included in our Spring app that converts our na HTTP requests between this JSON and Java objects. So Jackson does it internally, and like when we use na this our response entity, so it is easy for us to handle those data that are going to be fetched to our like to the Jackson. Like we can also Google it response entity. Response entity instance. See, it is saying the thing that I could not have said very well. That is a class provided by the Spring framework that represents the entire HTTP response, giving you full control to configure the HTTP status code, response headers, and response body. So, like I have discussed about like model view and HTTP entity in our like servlets method there. So this is a like new thing, like a modern way to handle like whole the like HTTP status or the whole like request and response way, how a client is going to request and respond all these things. This is these are good cross question, guys, and you should not like do Google and do learn more about this, because these topics like I'm not able to properly tell into words how these things work, but I understood what is the work of these things. So you should do some Google and something. So these like method, these value, these all things are being supported by this response entity. So this is thus our request mapping for patients, that is list. Now next is our save a new patient. So saving a new patient. So after saving a new patient, we can simply return a data that your patient has been saved, and we can return an ID. And also there is a given a binding result, and these are valid annotation. So we have to check before saving the patient that if data is valid or not. So there is with binding result we have some methods we can use. So we can use if result dot has error. If result is having error, what do we need to do? We need to just complete this method here, return new response entity of string type. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to write a string message that the given payload data for the patient is not valid. Okay, and I will just add all the errors. So I will say result dot get all errors, and then I will just simply return a HTTP status with bad request, and I will. So this is the handling part, that if our bean having some error means when we will call this save method, so obviously we are going to pass some data with it, like if we are going to save a patient, like patient save method, so we are going to pass some data like patient name, age, and id, not id is database generated, mobile number, ठीक है, and appointment, anything more data like this. So if some of the data is null, like if name is null, age is null, so we are going to check this data in this part, and if it has some error, it will return simply this string message and all the error, and this will say that bad request and give a error code of bad request for bad request. What is error code? I think 404. Sorry, 400 is a bad request code. So it will say bad request. But if data is not having any errors, so this code block will not run. We will come here and we will return a new response entity of time string here also. We will say patient save, patient added in DB with ID, and I will give you add the ID and HTTP status dot created. HTTP status dot created. I will save this. Now what we need to do? We need to get this ID. We can write directly the code patient DAO dot save, but I want to return the ID to user. So one more step I need to do. What I need to do? Patient bean. I will call patient service dot save. I will pass patient bean. So this will return me a patient bean. So I will create a new patient object, patient bean, and like say saved is equal to this, and here I will just fetch the ID from here by saved bean dot saved bean.
You should add plus in between.
Dot get patient ID. What is this error? Okay, here could be a plus. Now, so when we will save a patient, it will return. If it's having some error, it will return this, or if it will return patient data in database with ID and one ID. Now this is global exception handler, so we don't need to worry about this. So this is our beautiful patient controller. Same, we go for our appointment controller here. So this will be getting all the data. So nothing to do here. Return new response entity list appointment bean. I will call appointment service dot get all appointments, comma HTTP status dot sorry, and what status? Okay. I will save this. This method is okay. Now here is some method, and this method is throwing some exception. That exception will be handled by here, so we don't need to worry about that particular exception. But it is saying map the URL to save using post method. Done. Retrieve appointment bean from request. Perform validation checks using blinding request. So same thing we have done in that our previous patient controller. Here there are no exception given. Yes, there was exception given, but we have written a new response entity. Now guys, we can here we can return that particular response status exception. We have thrown a response status exception here by using that, but this also is good. But like according to because here there is no exceptional they has tell us, so we can do this, but practically this is more practical thing to do like here. So I will say result dot has error. So what I will do, I will throw new and what exception response. Okay, so they are handling the response type exception. So we can throw this.
They have centralized exception, so we can.
Ha. So we can response status exception, and we can tell here like some http status dot, like we can say bad request, and we can pass a message here that bad, please provide valid, sorry, please provide valid payload data. Guys, if someone is wondering what is this payload, so this is like cool term we use in companies whenever we send some data with like some request. So we call that a payload data. And also like if we send some rocket to our space, so we also call the satellites that we send with our rocket payload. So this is not rocket science. So this is something interesting. And now this method is complete. We have handled the exception error. Now what we need to do? We need to just return a new response entity of type string. Guys, here you can see there is now one question mark. This is optional data type. So we can pass unless ask different type of data type here. So there is a question mark is given. If it here was written exceptionally like integer, so we have to return some integer type of response entity here. But because it is question mark here, so we can return the various type of data values from here. So this our string. Now what we need to do? We need to just call this our save method. But we are saving, so we can do one thing. We can create an appointment bean, saved appointment bean is equal to appointment service dot save appointment, pass the appointment bean. I will use semicolon. Then what will I do? I will pass a string message that appointment AWINT appointment added in DB with ID. I will add a column. I will add plus, and I will say saved appointment bean dot get appointment dot get appointment ID, and then we need to just pass a status http status dot created. So this is done. So now guys, our controller class is done. So we have created uh, like done with DTO, then service and controller, and now we are moving towards our postman or front end. So
So you said there will have some work in test classes. So can we look at that?
test classes, I will come in test classes are basically easy, nothing to do. We have to just now use assertions and create like patients here, manually doing like writing the patient name, age, contact number, everything, and done. So I will show you my patient code of completed. I will show you my completed patient code because time is a lot. This is almost 2 hours have been completed since we started the meet. So let's not extend this. We will discuss in some other meet those test thing. But I will show you before this. Let me test our controllers. We have done a lot of hard work. So let's see if everything is working fine or not. So I will just go to my boot dashboard, and I told in the starting of the meet that this is because of the Spring tool should install. I will just run my application and see if everything is fine. I will see my resources. If I have changed my password, database password, yes, password changed. Starting, running, initializing, some error. What error? Application. The dependency for some of the beans is in the application form a cycle. Patient DAO wrapper, controller, and service. All are running in each other. Okay. So this is our controller. In controller, this is auto wired to service, and this is our service. This is service implementation. This, and here is our entity. Hmm, what is the issue here? Let me stop the recording again. Okay. So the guys, the error was because here was some like patient controller was imported automatically that I were not using. So there was a circular dependency here. Now application started on 8090. So just I will open my Postman to check some of the methods. So let me open the patient controller and the appointment controller. Patient controller, appointment controller. So we will check the patient controller first, and then we will check the appointment controller, add some data, and then we will move to the front end. In front end, there is nothing to do. We have to just add some annotation uh, corresponding to front end, and code will work. So patients slash list. I will send this. So status code is okay, but let's see. Okay, so data is coming from the database that these are the patients in our database, that are 12 patients. So this is working fine. Let's try adding a patient. So I will copy just one data. I will go to body and Jishan, and I will replace this. I will change the method to post patient slash save is not controller method, save in patient save is method. Okay. So I will just ID is not recommended to pass because ID will be overrated anyhow. Let's say name, some dashing name like Modi ji, Modi ji age, some like I think 56. Modi ji is male, and this is like I will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is some data I'm sharing, and I will just send it, this post method. Okay, this is some bad request.
You are not entering valid number.
Okay, it is saying default message. What is saying? The given payload data for patient is not valid. Patient will not fit in contact number, rejected. Okay, contact number is being rejected. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 3. Let's see if this works. Now again bad request. What is
Give
not
me
blank?
bro.
My number. Let's see. No, this is some error. Field gender rejected, value null. Gender is name, age, gender, contact number. Argument field contact number. Let's see. Query is being called. Query is not being called. Why save is not working? The given payload data for patient is not valid. Field error in object. Patient being on field gender. Rejected value null. But we are passing male in gender. Why this is null?
Check validation one bro.
Patient entity. So in patient entity, it is saying not sorry, patient being patient being. Hmm, Gender is required. Gender is string, so we are passing string. Required, so we are passing. And mobile number is also any 10 digit will be good here. Any 10 digit will be good. So it is fine. The given payload data for patient is not valid. Post patient save. Let me try passing an ID. Patient ID. Let's say 456. Same issue. Default message gender is required, but we are passing gender. Okay, let's see calling the appointment first.
Check the database values, which are already there.
Okay, sorry, get. So appointments is working, and let me not do one thing. Let me do one thing. I have not tested this code on Postman with like posting values manually. Let me do now with its front end. So I think now with front end this will work, because maybe gender is checkbox type of value, and from checkbox from React front end it is picking up male or something. Or let me do now one thing. Let me run my previous completed backend, that is completed whole, and let me see what happens. So now guys, you understand that this code now, this one is understood by you all now. This is how we will complete all the methods. Now we are just remaining with checking part. So I will close this. I will remove this project. I will import my project that I have completed in mock-on. That project is where is this? In training and on completed, and I will look at this. So here test is also I think completed. हाँ, yes, test is completed. हाँ, ठीक है. So I will tell you test from here, but before this, let me run this code. Sorry, but we need to now. I need to check once the database part. What is password here? Password is root. Guys, now the first time error I was getting, that now there was a space and it was giving me an error. So try in mind that this is a very strict thing. You should not have any space before or after this value. So now let's just try to run our application. Now it is running. So I will just once check the get method. So get is working. I will just try to post a data. I will say patient slash save, and this is our payload, and I will just run this. Request data not valid. Guys, I think it is some issue with this.
No ID, bro, I think.
This ID should not be an issue. This is not. I think both backends are having this issue. Let me run the front end of this application. Give me a moment. I will just open the front end part. Here, front end. Let me open this. This was already having node module installed. Which application I can close? I can close the notepad. I think I will close notepad. I can close this window. I can close Postman. Let's get Postman. Okay. I will do npm. It will take some good time.
Until that, talk about Viva, bro.
What Viber? You can discuss in your all things like why we are getting this error. The first thing is that why we are getting this particular error. This error. Uh, I can debug it using like some external help, but let me check the database. Huge this thing. No, what is the healthcare data? Healthcare data. Now, so table appointment and patient. Select start from patients. There is an age, there is name, age, gender, and contact number. So this data I've sent from front end. This from front end. This data is also from front end I've sent. I think na from with front end this will work, but with Postman it is having some issue with this gender field because gender field will be na one checkbox on the front end side, and I think na it is some problem with the parsing of the data here. Oh my god, this will take a lot of time. Let me stop the recording first. Okay, guys. So now here our front end is running, and we are like able to get the patient data from the database and get appointments from the database. I will refresh this. So this is the appointment. So here you can see for the appointment particular there is a patient is connected, and there can have one patient can have been connected with multiple of the appointments. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just add one patient. Let's say test age should be my like say 55, gender should be okay male, contact number this say patient, request data not valid, same issue means our save code is not working. Let's now debug the save part. Where is this? But how could this happen?
So are you going to need to write that cross origin sort of thing?
Cross origin, yes, it is needed, but
Because your front end and back end are on
yeah, I am understanding this, but it should okay. What's this? My laptop is now in great problem. Yeah, cross origins is already I've added. This is my completed backend. This was working very fine that particular that day. Everything was working better. Select query is running, but while I'm trying to add one patient, request data not valid. Why? This is the method patient controller, patients slash list and slash save. 1 minute, 1 minute. Consumes, and here what should I say? I should say mm, media type. I understood it, guys. It is na the conversion issue. I have said na Jackson conversion. So this is some kind of conversion issue I'm having. Data is not properly being converted from, like, say, HTML parser to media type dot application JSON value. And for the appointment, here in the save method, and it will consume media type dot and application dot JSON value. And here one more thing, we are missing the what method is what guys, what annotation is used here for, like, request body. I think we are missing request body here also. Here, let's save it. Let's go to dashboard and rerun this. Application started. Let me open the postman post method, save and send this data. Yes, guys, the error was na, we were missing this request body here, and, like, they are too smart. That particular day I got this issue, but I was focused on doing this only, so I solved it. I did it. I didn't, and like, this was not that much panic for me. But today I was diverted with a lot of things. So this is now for save methods. Before, we need to tell our Jackson that we need to now, like, accept the JSON value, and this request body will get the data from now, like, the payload data from the user request. So, and same thing we are missing in this appointment controller, and this is now, like, very good thing they didn't mention here. So if you are in the no, panic, or, like, in the time pressure, you will keep uh, getting the error, and you will not able to solve it. But, like, luckily you are having time. So patient is had been created. You can see patient ID, name, and everything is given, and data ID is generated by database. So if I will come to add this patient now, so it is giving, okay, uncard promises type error, unsupported media type. Let me do one thing. I will just remove this media type. Request body was the problem. Now, if we will not use this na JSON value type, it will also work, because the React is not sending the JSON value. React will be sending that, we can say, HTML type of values, HTML form values, because it is React form application. So HTML form value will be coming, but Jackson will convert it to using this response entity and request body, and do all the things from itself. So now, I think our save method will work. I showed that get patients. So this is Modi ji has been added. You can see here, and I will in add patient. Let's add one patient. Demo. Age should be 89. Gender should be male. Contact number. Let's take this. हेलो, तो ना स्मॉल अपडेट कि हम हमारे एप्लीकेशन में ना अभी एरर कहाँ आ रही थी जब हम ट्राई कर रहे थे एप्लीकेशन को रन करने का। तो मैंने अपना बैकएंड रन कर लिया फिर से, और मैंने फ्रंट एंड रन कर लिया है। इश्यू था, मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ अपने फ्रंट एंड का कोड। तो यहाँ पर ना फ्रंट एंड में आप देखो कंटेंट टाइप है एप्लीकेशन फॉर यूआरएल एनकोडेड, यानी कि हम जेसन से डील नहीं कर रहे हैं। यहाँ पर हम एक URL एनकोडेड फॉर्म में डेटा को सेंड कर रहे हैं फ्रॉम द फ्रंट एंड टू बैक एंड। तो हमने बैक एंड में क्या करा था, जब हम पोस्टमैन में टेस्ट कर रहे थे ना, तो हम यहाँ पर आपने ध्यान दिया होगा, हम यहाँ पर रॉ डेटा पे काम कर रहे हैं, जेसन डेटा के साथ काम कर रहे थे, बट यहाँ पर जेसन डेटा नहीं भेजना हमको, इस फॉर्मेट में डेटा भेजना है URL एनकोडेड फॉर्मेट में। तो यहाँ पर ये फ्रंट पोस्टमैन से काम करेगा। तो यहाँ पे दिक्कत क्या हुई थी ना कि मैं पोस्टमैन से हमने क्या भेजा था, हमने पोस्टमैन से जेसन डेटा भेज दिया था, तो अब वो काम नहीं कर रहा था। तो हमने क्या किया था, हमने बैकएंड में आके पोस्टमैन में यहाँ पे डेटा कन्वर्ट कर दिया था। डेटा को हमने यहाँ पे क्या किया था, पेशेंट कंट्रोलर में, हमने पेशेंट कंट्रोलर में यहाँ पर जो है रिक्वेस्ट मैपिंग है, इस रिक्वेस्ट मैपिंग में हमने क्या किया था, यहाँ पर एक कंज्यूम्स ऐड कर दिया था, कंज्यूम्स के साथ हमने लगा दिया था मीडियाटाइप.json। तो अब ये क्या हुआ था, पोस्टमैन पे तो काम करने लग गया था, बट दिक्कत क्या हुई कि फ्रंट एंड पार्ट पे जो एप्लीकेशन में है, तो फ्रंट एंड में क्योंकि इसको चाहिए URL एनकोडेड में डेटा भेज रहा है, और वो जेसन में हमने कहीं पर कन्वर्ट नहीं किया है, तो वो काम नहीं कर रहा था। तो फिर हम या तो करते कि हम यहाँ पे डेटा को जेसन में कन्वर्ट करके फिर सेंड करते। तो इसकी कोई नीड नहीं थी। सिंपली मैंने क्या किया, मैंने यहाँ पे एक बार एप्लीकेशन का आर्किटेक्चर थोड़ा सा सही से देखा, और फिर मुझे समझ में आया कि वास्तव में कोई नीड नहीं है, हम यहाँ से URL एनकोडेड डेटा भेज रहे हैं, और वो एरर भी नीचे आ रही थी ना URL एनकोडेड वाली। तो बस मैंने क्या किया, यहाँ से कंज्यूम हटा दिया, और जब मैंने पोस्टमैन पे डेटा को कोड को रन किया, यहाँ पर पोस्टमैन पे जब रन किया, तो मैंने यहाँ पे डेटा को URL एनकोडेड में भेजना शुरू किया। ठीक है, तो अब मैं डेटा को देखिए मैं चेंज करता हूँ, थोड़ा सा पेशेंट नेम में चेंज कर देता हूँ, मान लीजिए पोस्टमैन कर देता हूँ, एज 50 कर देता हूँ, बाकी चीजें सेम रहने देता हूँ, और मैं डेटा भेजता हूँ। तो डेटा देखिए यहाँ पर ऐड हो गया, पेशेंट ID 17 और ऐड हो गया। और अब हम इस पेशेंट को अगर व्यू करें अपने प्रोजेक्ट में, तो देखिए यहाँ पर 17 पोस्टमैन मतलब ये पेशेंट ऐड हो गया। ठीक है, सेम चीज अपॉइंटमेंट के साथ भी, अपॉइंटमेंट के साथ भी वही इशू था, जैसे मैं एक यहाँ पे अपॉइंटमेंट ऐड करता हूँ, मान लीजिए 20 तारीख का, और टाइम में डाल देता हूँ सुबह, मान लीजिए सुबह के 8:18 AM, सॉरी 8:18 AM। ठीक है, और डॉक्टर का नाम मैं डाल देता हूँ पोस्टमैन डॉक्टर, और यहाँ पे मैं डाल देता हूँ शेड्यूल। ठीक है, और पेशेंट ID 17 बल्कि आई थी ना, कितनी थी पेशेंट ID 17, तो 17 डाल के सेव करता हूँ अपॉइंटमेंट को, अपॉइंटमेंट सेव सक्सेसफुली। और अब मैं जब गेट अपॉइंटमेंट में आता हूँ, तो यहाँ पर देखना आप एक अपॉइंटमेंट आ गया है, शेड्यूल्ड पोस्टमैन डॉक्टर, और डॉक्टर का नाम है पोस्टमैन 50 डेंटर। ठीक है, और यहाँ से हम पेशेंट को भी ऐड कर सकते हैं। मान लीजिए मैं यहाँ पे एक पेशेंट ऐड करता हूँ, मान लीजिए नाम रखता हूँ मैं नोड। ठीक है, इसकी एज डाल देता हूँ मैं, मान लीजिए 18 ईयर, जेंडर डाल देता हूँ अदर, और कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर डाल देता हूँ 1234566541। ठीक है, और सेव कर देता हूँ पेशेंट को। यहाँ पे पेशेंट सेव सक्सेसफुली, मैं गेट पेशेंट पे आऊंगा, तो यहाँ पे देखिए पेशेंट आ गया है नोड। ठीक है, तो नाउ हमारा कोड काम कर रहा है। दिक्कत क्या हुई, दिक्कत हुई थी कि कंटेंट टाइप कैसा था, मैंने बोला था कंटेंट टाइप का इशू है, और मैंने बाद में देखा तो मुझे समझ में आया कि वास्तव में डेटा में हम क्या कर रहे हैं, डेटा में कंटेंट किस टाइप का भेज रहे हैं। तो तो हमारा कोड पूरा सही था, हर टाइम सही था, हम गलती कर रहे थे, हम डेटा यहाँ पर भेज रहे थे रॉ फॉर्मेट में जेसन में। ठीक है, और क्योंकि जेसन डेटा ये एक्सेप्ट करेगा नहीं, जेसन डेटा रिटर्न कर रहा है लेकिन एक्सेप्ट करेगा नहीं, तो हमको डेटा इस फॉर्म में भेजना पड़ेगा, URL एनकोडेड फॉर्मेट में। तो होप कि आपको अब समझ में होगा इश्यू कहाँ था। और वो ऑटो ऐड जो सर्कुलर डिपेंडेंसी का इशू था, वो इसलिए हो गया था क्योंकि हमने यहाँ पर हमारे पेशेंट डाउ में यहाँ पर ये लाइन ऐड हो गई थी पेशेंट कंट्रोलर वाली, जो कि नहीं होनी चाहिए। तो हो क्या रहा था, हो ये रहा था कि पेशेंट सर्विस कॉल कर रही थी डाउ को, डाउ कॉल कर रहा था फिर पेशेंट कंट्रोलर को, और ये तीनों आपस में कॉल खेल रहे थे। तो ध्यान रखना था कि ये लाइन नहीं होनी चाहिए थी। तो ये लाइन में हटा देता हूँ, और ये इसका इम्पोर्ट भी हटा देता हूँ, और मेरा कोड प्रॉपरली काम कर रहा है। ठीक है, तो होप कि आपको मजा आया होगा इस सेशन में, और हम फिर से मिलेंगे किसी नए डिस्कशन में। थैंक यू फॉर बीइंग टिल हियर। अगर आपने सच में देखा है यहाँ तक तो हार्टली थैंक यू। एंड आप डिस्क्रिप्शन में जाओ, आपको वहाँ पे हेल्प के लिए मेरे नंबर और काफी सारी डिटेल्स मिल जाएंगे, तो यू कैन चेक इट फ्रॉम देयर। एंड थैंक्स अ लॉट।